Hi, it's Fredette. Welcome back to another Mom Chat Mondays. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about breastfeeding. I thought it was timely to finally have this conversation given the whole formula shortage that's happening right now. And I know breastfeeding isn't always necessarily the answer to a formula shortage, and a lot of women can't or simply don't want to breastfeed. So if you fall under those categories, this video is not for you. This video is for those who are willing and able to breastfeed and are just looking for a little help, a little advice, a little guidance on their breastfeeding journey. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that I received from friends, family, or lactation consultants, and or tips I just found myself through going through the process that I wish somebody would have told me early on. When I gave birth to Declan, I didn't have any milk. I just had colostrum, which is like the pre-milk, and it was maybe like a drop. It took a whole 5 days for my milk to actually come in, like my full-blown milk. During that time, I was panicking. I was like, what if I can't breastfeed? What if my body doesn't produce enough milk to nourish my child? All that ran through my head. So this leads me to advice number 1 is trust your body. Your body is capable of doing things that you can't even imagine. You have to believe you are capable. Self-doubt is not something that your body needs right now while it's going through all these new processes and emotions. As I always say, your thoughts become things. Believe you can do it, and that's half the battle. That leads me to tip number 2. If you are low on supply, body armor is your friend, okay? I don't know who told me this. I think I found it in a Facebook group or something. But I stayed chugging these body armors. They will ramp up your supply like no other, so you have to be careful. The ingredients in this are coconut water and some other stuff, but it's the coconut water that's keeping you hydrated, because hydration is key. How can you produce milk if you're dry as a bone, if you're thirsty, okay? These will keep you hydrated and keep your milk flowing. Another helpful tip to increase your supply are these Milkflow lactation supplement drink mixes. I had them in the berry flavor and in the chocolate flavor, and when I tell you that first week when I thought my milk would never come in, I made the mistake of chugging maybe 2 body armors and ate a whole packet of cookies. First of all, they taste delicious, so it's hard to put them down, but you're gonna need to put them down or else you're gonna become super engorged, which is what happened to me. The day immediately after I drank these and ate lactation cookies, I woke up to my boobs feeling like bowling balls. They were rock hard, they hurt so bad, and they were just like leaking because like it couldn't be contained. Like it was the most painful thing I've ever felt, but I was so happy because I finally got my milk. But then I tried to feed my newborn baby. I almost drowned the poor thing because it was just like milk spurting everywhere, milk all over his face. Like it was flowing too fast for him to drink. So be careful with your lactation aids and how you consume them, because it could give you too much of a good thing. So because I had a surplus of milk that I was producing, I ended up needing to pump. So I would have to pump a little bit before nursing him just to get like the first rush of milk out of there so I wouldn't be drowning him, because my son would snack a lot. He would do like 5 to 8 minute nursing sessions on only one side, like almost every hour. So like the other side would always be like filling up and it would cause an overflow. So I'd have to pump. And pumping, in addition to newly nursing, made my nipples hurt so bad. They felt so raw. It almost felt like, I don't have any tattoos, but I can imagine it felt like a sunburn, or like when you get a tattoo and then someone keeps scratching that tattoo. My nipples were on fire. So that leads me to the next tip. Invest in some nipple cream. So this one of my good friends got for me for my baby shower. It's by Earth Mama Organics. This brand in general is really good. They have perineum spray, a bunch of stuff that just helps you in your motherhood journey. It's made out of beeswax, olive oil, cocoa butter, a bunch of butters that just help cool down and like soothe your sore nipples. So I would put that on. Whatever works for you, whatever you find that works for you, invest in that, because you're gonna need it. Until your nipples go numb and you lose feeling in them, you're gonna need nipple butter, okay? Another thing to invest in are these Lansinoh TheraPearl 3-in-1 breast therapy packs. They look like this, and you put this around your boob. Your nipple goes here and it just soothes your boobs. You can put these in the freezer beforehand, and so it's ready to cool down your boobs if you're feeling engorged or any other pain you need to cool down. But then what's awesome about them is that you can also put them in the microwave and heat them up to warm your boobs up, to help with letdown and all that other stuff. So they're multi-purpose, and when they're not in use, or if they get too cold just like this, you can put them in their little packets. It comes with it in the box, little felt fabric thingamajigs that you can just place them in to help if they're too cold, or just to store them, or whatever you need to do. On the inside, there's like little gel beads that are very, very like soothing and comforting when your boobs are in so much pain. Now, no matter how much nipple butter or any of that you use, you're gonna feel pain. It's just part of the process, but eventually your nipples will go numb and you'll be fine. But if you still are experiencing pain like a few weeks or so after that, I would suggest getting a lactation consultant. I know a lot of hospitals or a lot of insurance cover them now. So I would invest looking into a lactation consultant, because it may be that your baby is just not latching properly. Reach out to someone so your nipples don't get damaged, and you can discover if it's a deeper issue or not. My next tip is to make sure you are eating. I know it is very hard to eat, especially right when you get back from the hospital. There's just like so much going on. You're trying to figure out how to manage this new life of yours while taking care of a baby and just trying to stay alive yourself. But make sure you are eating, because if you're not eating enough, your body is going to start conserving your energy. So it's not going to produce as much milk as you want, because it's trying to keep those calories in and sustain your body. So make sure you're eating enough food. Force yourself to eat even if you're not hungry. I wasn't hungry for like a good month and a half after I gave birth. Like, you have to put something in your belly just so you can keep going. A car without fuel doesn't run. And a car that's also trying to fuel other cars, that metaphor doesn't work, but you get what I'm saying. Eat. So I know a lot of moms are trying to like get back into their pre-pregnancy weight immediately after giving birth, but I'm telling you, your body knows what it needs. So don't deprive yourself of food just to lose weight. You don't need those type of problems right now, okay? So just follow your hunger cues, put things in your body to keep you nourished and sustain your body and your child's body. Now, my last breastfeeding tip is to make sure you have support around you. It is very hard as it is to breastfeed, so you do not need naysayers around you creating self-doubt or anything else that will deter your progress. I don't know when it became such a taboo topic or so faux pas to want to nurse or breastfeed your baby, but I just know personally a lot of moms who, if their kid wasn't gaining a bunch of weight in the beginning, their family members would be like, oh, maybe you should supplement with formula, or maybe you should do this, blah, 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 blah. You need people around you who have faith in you and who believe that you know what you're doing. Obviously, if your child is losing weight or anything like that, like, consult your pediatrician and figure out the next course of action, but don't just assume it's you. I know it's very hard to do that, because unlike bottle feeding or formula feeding, you don't know exactly what your child's getting. You can't see through your boobs. They're not translucent. So it's just, there's a lot of faith that has to come with going down this breastfeeding journey. And sometimes that, or the lack of faith, can create a lot of self-doubt in you and throw you off your breastfeeding journey. So if you don't have that support group around you, the internet is a great place for support. I was recommended this Instagram page of this wonderful lady who basically is a pro breastfeeding enthusiast, and she just gives encouraging advice and posts a lot about how to combat certain stigmas around breastfeeding, and it's just very encouraging page if you don't have friends and family around you who are encouraging. I'll leave her handle down here, and I'll also insert it in the description box below if you want to follow her as well. At the end of the day, there's going to be so many decisions that come with being a parent. This is just the beginning few of many more decisions you're going to have throughout the life of your child. So do the research you need, but at the end of the day, do whatever works best for you and your family. Have faith that you've made the right decision and that you're doing the right thing, and if things or circumstances change, pivot. Pivot! Pivot! Nothing is final in this world. Anything can be changed to better suit your life and your family's needs. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!